Hello, I'm John Bacho, formerly Mr. Sports at Y103. Welcome to the Greenwood Network and our debut programming of our program that we're going to do out here. Bill Jobe, head of the collision department at Greenwood Chevrolet here in Austintown. How are you, Bill?
Doing great. How about you?
Terrific. Bill, you've toiled in other dealerships, you've been in various places, but you've often mentioned to me that's a different experience here at Greenwood. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
It is. There's more of a family atmosphere here.
And that begins with Greg.
Absolutely. And it trickles down from management to the employees, and it trickles down from the employees to the customers. So when a customer comes in here, the customer isn't a customer. They become part of the family. You know, we care about what we do back here. Service cares about what they do. Sales cares about what they do. So we're all concerned that we do the right thing for the customer on every visit.
Now, I lost my mother on January 4th. It was a very painful experience for me. Mom's birthday was coming up this past December the 20th. Bill Jobe took it upon himself to fix up her vehicle because she had had an accident at a bank. And this is the kind of heart and sincerity that this man has, and I can't thank you enough for that.
We enjoy doing that for her.
You always love Mama Sports.
Absolutely.
Bill, a little bit about yourself personally. I know you're a big dog lover. I mean, I see on the Facebook, social media, those dogs mean everything to you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, dogs and cars are two of the most important things.
Yeah, of course.
Ever since I've grown up, you know, there's been dogs in our family and cars.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you learn the cars, but the dogs become part of the family.
What kind of dog do you have? What's the name?
I actually have a Schnauzer. Her name's Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
She's our third one.
And she's always tearing apart stuffed animals.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, she's on every wanted list between here and Pennsylvania for tearing and destroying animals. So.
That's amazing. No teddy bear ever survived, right?
That's absolutely it.
About your love of cars, how did that come about? And how many cars do you personally have? I know you take pride in restoring. You have a 1928 vehicle here, do you not?
We have a 1928 Rio right now that we're toying with.
Uh-huh.
Our staff is taking a look at it. We just currently got it running for the gentleman. It was originally an Austintown vehicle, was sold here new in 1928. He purchased it from a used car lot here in Austintown, and now he's the third owner. So we're doing some preliminary background work on it. The vehicle has hickory wood wheels, for example, has wood frame on the roof. So there's a lot of things that we have to take a look at on that car to bring it back to its originality. But like I say, we're doing a lot of research on it right now. We've done a ton of research, and that's where we're at this point. So
coming up on, I believe it's March 9th, and it's going to be right here in your collision department at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. You're going to be handling a very interesting seminar with a guest speaker. There's a lot of people out there, and I think involving, I have 5 children, for example. What do you do if one of those kids or someone's involved in an accident? Most people don't know where to go. You're going to provide an education on that on March 9th.
we are. We're going to host a series of seminars over the next 12 months, and they'll be a continuous part of our program here at Greenwood Collision. We have many a customer who enters our facility every day, and the customer is, you know, being in an accident is traumatic, but when that customer is involved in an accident, they don't know what steps to follow. They have someone from an insurance company 20 states away telling them that they have to take it to a specific location. They have someone who has towed their vehicle from the scene that doesn't want to release their vehicle. People are telling them they have to use these parts instead of using OEM parts. So we're going to host a series of seminars. This first one, for example, is what to do and what to protect my family. Mm-hmm. And we'll actually have a guest speaker from Elk & Elk Law Firm. It's going to be Bill Price.
Okay.
Our second one that we're holding in April, for example, is going to be what's the difference between PDR and DRP. PDR, for example, is paintless dent repair. DRP is a direct repair facility for repairing the vehicles. We're going to do a paintless dent demonstration that day. So we have a lot of interesting facts that we want these folks to know to protect their interest as far as when they lease a vehicle, when they own a vehicle, you know, how it's properly repaired. Because just because it looks good doesn't mean it's properly repaired.
I agree with that. I think it's going to be a very wonderful thing. It's open to the public?
It is open to the public. They're going to be hour seminars.
And what times does it begin?
It starts at 6:30 in the evening, and it goes till 7:30.
And it's going to be right here?
It's going to be right here at the Collision Center, 4695 Mahoning Avenue.
In Austintown, 44515. Bill, I want to touch a little bit about Greg Greenwood. I've known the man for a long, long time.
Makes two of us.
Yeah. Made many media appearances here long before I became an employee of Greg. What sets him apart from other people?
The fact that he cares. He has a personal interest in all of his people here. There's not one person in this facility that he doesn't walk up to and knows their first name. It doesn't matter if they wash cars, it doesn't matter if they're ground maintenance, and it doesn't matter if they're in senior management. Greg knows every single employee in this place by their first name. Chances are he knows some background about their family. He'll always come in and say, "How's your wife doing?" And he knows her name. He knows your kids. He knows who you know. I mean, Greg just knows about his people.
Customer service is the ultimate for Greg Greenwood. Customer satisfaction. He takes it to another level, and he ensures that happens. That's how you earn a great reputation that he's had through his family generations of ownerships, from his grandfather to his dad, and now in his hands. But customer satisfaction is of utmost importance to Greg.
Absolutely. And you mentioned his grandfather. I actually grew up when his grandfather had the dealership in Cortland. My father was in the insurance business. That's probably how I ended up with a love of cars. I remember his grandfather. My first job was actually with Greg's dad at Eastwood Chrysler Plymouth. Right out of high school, I started in the body shop, started prepping cars, and they gave me my first opportunity. And it's just it's hard to explain, but that's what we have taken to this level in this collision center as well. Each and every repair that goes out of here, we have a passionate group of folks that want to make sure that car was repaired exactly how they'd repair their own car.
I'm certain that you've had a number of touching, heartwarming stories over the years, and your ability to restore and make people happy with their vehicles from the condition it originally arrives into what it eventually becomes and evolves into. Can you share one particular memory about a customer that...
I can. Last Thanksgiving, right around the holiday, we had some folks that were en route to a wedding in Pennsylvania, and they were from Iowa. They got off the freeway, they stopped here to take a little bit of a break. They got involved in a serious accident down here on Mahoning Avenue. They were traumatic when they came in here. I mean, and the reason that it was an extremely traumatic experience for them is they had just lost a family member a week before in a car crash. So being involved in that accident, the reflection of just burying one of their loved ones in an accident, they just didn't know what to do. I mean, they were how many miles from home, don't know what to do.
Basically lost.
Exactly. So we got them in, my staff, comforted them, got them some coffee, settled them down a little bit. Then we found out they didn't have rental coverage. So these people are in Austintown, Ohio, from Iowa, can't drive their car. So we provided a new vehicle for them to get on their way. My staff transferred all their stuff over. They went to their wedding that they were going to, and we actually made arrangements. Our office manager's husband delivered their car back to them in Iowa.
So what was the end result of this? What was their emotions in that particular scene like?
They just couldn't believe it. I mean, the gentleman who owned the vehicle, he called for a couple days later. He said, "I just can't believe it." He said, "My car is perfect." He said, "You guys delivered it to us." He said, "I don't know how to thank you." But, and we love that. If you look at each one of my estimators' offices, you'll see an array of thank you cards. You'll see our customers bringing in donuts every day of the week. We have a great group of customers, and they care about us, and we care about them.
When you look at the Greenwood Chevrolet here in Austintown and this family atmosphere that we speak so highly of, it's real. It's a sincere feeling, and it starts at the top with Greg, like we talked about, but this is a family entity, and you're a big part of that, Bill, in the collision department. You take a lot of pride, take a lot of dedication in his work, and as you just heard him relay that story, Bill goes home at night and feels good about some of the things we do. What's one of the things about Bill Jobe that maybe somebody doesn't know personally that you can share with us that makes you the person that you are, Bill?
I love challenge.
Okay.
The bigger the challenge, the higher the obstacle. I just love it. It's just been my way.
So nothing overwhelms you?
No. No, I just, you know, if you believe you have an issue that can't be resolved, I challenge you to bring it into me.
You'll find a way.
Absolutely. I'm going to be involved in it. I'm going to find a way to get it handled for you. I'm going to find a way to assist you, and we're going to get it taken care of. And it doesn't matter. I mean, my years, many years ago, Wholesale Tire Company, you know, I spent 19 years there. I was an employee. Everybody thought I owned the place. That's the way we do business. You know, we take care of our people.
Your past experiences, you mentioned the wholesale tire. You've learned this industry in various parts. Do you think you're diverse enough that you can take on any type of aspect of work opportunity if needed?
Oh, absolutely. I have done so. I mean, my past experience, I've been a parts and service director. I've been a fixed operations director, mainly in the repair side of the business. Involved, believe it or not, in today for 20 years. This is my 20th year on the Trumbull Career and Technical Center Advisory Board for Collision. Mm-hmm. We currently have 2 young, awesome students here. One recently displaced first in the national competition, or in the local competition, and she's heading on to the national competition. So I love to develop those people. I just love to find people that have talent, and we want to develop them, and you know, they're the future of Greenwood Chevrolet.
Bill, as talented as you are and as successful as this division is in the collision department at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, I think you'll be the first to admit that your staff underneath you is critical and essential to success.
It is. Yes, we've built, we have just one of probably the most professional staffs that I would challenge in the collision industry between here and the tri-state area. Each one of our estimators is ICAR certified. Each one of our employees in the shop is ICAR certified. ICAR is a very important part of their training. It's a very important part of doing the right job every time. We have spent thousands and thousands of dollars for training, but Greg has never once held us back. He prompts us to get involved in as much training as we can, get involved in many programs as we can, you know, industry programs, even local programs, to just do whatever we can do and learn as much as we can learn. And we do have a great staff here.
Again, Bill Jobe, March the 9th, share with the public about the event one more time.
Actually, it'll be March the 9th at the Collision Center, located behind the main dealership at 4695 Mahoning Avenue. Food and refreshments will be served, and we will have a guest speaker, Bill Price from Elk & Elk Law Firm, and he will be here to talk with you on the proper procedures of what to do during an accident. We still have, I believe, about 12 seats left for this, so we urge you, take an hour of your time. It's extremely important, and we're sure you'll walk away with some great knowledge.
Bill Jobe, head of the collision department at Greenwood Chevrolet, thank you very much. I'm John Batcho, formerly Mr. Sports, and thank you for watching on the Greenwood Network.